Highlights, well, there were so many. It's difficult to choose between the north and the south, that's what we found. Both islands were spectacular. I guess in terms of highlights, what would you say, Lynn? Abel Tasman?
I would probably say Abel Tasman in terms of scenery, etc. But for experiences, for me, was the helicopter up to and landing in the snow and back down again. Yes, Melcock, yeah.
But also we started the trip at the Bay of Islands, really. And that was beautiful. We did the cream trip. I really didn't know what to expect there, but it just turned out to be such a wonderful day. The scenery was just marvellous, absolutely fantastic. And certainly do it again.
We did the Milford Track, which was great. We spent some days in the Mount Cook National Park, which is a really fabulous place. We did some lovely walks, and we took a boat to the glacier there, which was really good. And then we did the Abel Tasman, the walk along the Abel Tasman coast, and that's really fabulous. That was really the biggest highlight, if only because the guide that went with us was such a knowledgeable and enthusiastic supporter of the region that he really added a tremendous dimension to the walk.
We went to the Waitoma Caves, and that's near Otteranga.
Yes, that's right.
And it was quite a feature, really, to see the glowworms in the caves. Obviously, you've got to go down, into the dark. And, we had a little boat trip, and it was quite a feature, yes.
Lake Wanaka, we really enjoyed that, and the speedboat trip up the Glacial River that goes into Lake Wanaka. For me, that was the highlight of the holiday.
Yes, and I'd say the same, yeah. Actually taking a boat up a slight waterfall is quite an experience,
very
isn't it?
much so.
Yeah.
I think the highlight was definitely the South Island. I think we are very lucky. We had incredibly good weather there. We didn't have any rain, sun every day, which was really superb. In fact, landing by helicopter on Fox Glacier in shorts and sandals with your feet sinking down into snow was just unreal, but really fantastic there. Some beautiful views, mountains and the water. Really, really nice.
The Doubtful Sound, that was a real experience. I mean, it's so massive and so quiet. Yeah. We got the opportunity to do kayaking and swimming in the nice cold water. We went to see penguins and seals, and there was
and we had this moment of silence, complete silence, where everybody, not a sound, and you could hear the birds, and that was pretty terrific, wasn't it?
There's still a lot of the North Island for us to do next time we go, the Bay of Islands and places like that, which we missed. So we've taken really the conscious decision to concentrate on the South Island and leave the North Island for perhaps another trip.
Napier, we stayed at Cadonis Lodge, I think it's called, super. It was on a winery, and superb people, really looked after us. Very, very quiet location, very, very pleasant. Opportunity to do a bit of sampling as well, which was all very good, you can imagine. But and Napier itself, I mean, fascinating place with the Art Deco buildings, and we sort of latched onto a walking trip round there, which was really great. And then, of course, we went further, is it north or south of there, anyway, to where the bird colony was. Yeah, really good. Yeah, we liked it round there, really nice. Nice.
The driving was so easy. We did 2,500 miles, and the roads, they were not busy at all, and very courteous, the drivers, and it was very easy.
Not very much traffic. It was beautiful scenery to see en route, and I didn't drive very much, but we had excellent chauffeurs.
Driving around seriously was very, very good. In fact, it was a real pleasure compared to the UK. I mean, with such few inhabitants compared to this country, it was an absolute dream. And people religiously stuck to speed limits, which was good, and the whole thing was thoroughly enjoyable.
You'd sorted out a really decent vehicle for us, so we had no problems getting in and no problems getting our luggage in. I mean, that's always a bit of a fight sometimes with a hire car. Everything was where it should be. There were brand new vehicles. The people we picked them up from were all very good as well. So, yeah, it was really great. And just being two of us to be able to drive, of course, and split the driving was really good. So we each had an opportunity to really look where we were going and look at the views and everything else. So, yeah. Yeah, it was good.
They delivered the car first off to the hotel, and the changeover was done in about 10 minutes, so no problem there. Gave us the various maps and indicators as to how to get en route, and that was easy. And then the ferry, we got the car on the South Island at the ferry, and again that was very easy.
The changeover, we were a little bit concerned about what happened when we went from the south to the North Island, because you abandon one vehicle and pick up another, and I was a little bit nervous, but everything went really smoothly and it was just spot on, you know, so couldn't ask for better.
Well, the organisation throughout the whole trip was marvellous. We didn't have to worry about anything at all. Everything was laid on and everything went to plan. It was great. I think it was much better than had we planned it ourselves. You know, I think that would have taken a lot of hassle, so we were just pleased knowing we were going where we were going, and it was good. Everything was good. With regard to Abel Tasman, we were fortunate there because we have some friends who live there, and we went on a walk with them, which is about 4 or 5 hours, and it was great to see them as well.
Yeah, we went to Milford Sound by coach, as you suggested, which was and arranged. Never mind about suggested. That was brilliant. Yes, and I'm glad we did that. I'm glad we did go by coach because it's an awful long way just to drive there. But yeah, that was good. And then we had a nice trip out on a boat in Milford Sound.
All the accommodation was really good. The people, the guest houses and the bed and breakfast, the people organising those were really friendly, and really everywhere there is a clearly the English speaking of everybody helps a great deal, but you know, we really related to people like barmen and waiters and waitresses, and we really you know, we felt very much at home.
No complaints anywhere. Particularly the 2 or 3 lodges we stayed at, I mean, we made welcome like it was going into a family home, you know, it was really good. So good standard, good high standard.
The trip, it captured pretty well everything that we wanted to see.
Everything was just so organised, you know,
yeah.
It was bed and breakfast and hotels were very good.
Yes, and the travelling.
Travelling,
you know,
was, all the routes were given, you know, from one place to another.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was very organised.
My colleague who was with me, he unfortunately fell ill, I suppose you'd say, on the plane going out there, and had to go and see a doctor. And he was on antibiotics and in bed for a day. But what we really liked was the fact that once we set off, once we made the decision we weren't going to lose time, because that was an alternative, carry on. Your contact out there very kindly gave us a list of where all the health centres were on our way out. So if we had a repeat of the problem, we knew exactly where to go and not having to sort things out for ourselves. And also gave us the options that if we stayed, this is what the cost would be to catch up with the party further down, you know, and get back onto track. So, you know, it was really useful to have somebody in New Zealand who could do that for us, and we, you know, felt very comfortable with that arrangement.